What it do, y'all? Bread Tuck Rob, I am Black Royalty. Like I said, man, in the first video, I'm currently reading the book Black American Money, and chapter 2 is entitled Had I Marched with Dr. King. And what Dr. Boyce Watkins is doing is, you know, hindsight is 20/20 in retrospect, right? He's looking back and he's seeing how everything is, and he's like, had I marched with Dr. Martin Luther King, knowing what I know now, I'd have came to him and I'd have been like, hey man, before we do this integration thing, let's realize that, you know, we're trying to be integrated, but we don't have any power, and that could lead to like the destruction and the dilution of us as a people. You know, we don't want that, Dr. King. We don't want that. Now, before we get into the chapter, he talks about how it is now, how black people, you have producers and you have consumers. We're mainly consumers, man, and that's all mentally, that's all we want to be. Whereas the white people are the producers. They own everything. That's why we're currently looking for black businesses to shop at. Whereas, you know, everywhere else, you could just go into a random store, it might be owned by a white person. It has a better chance of being owned by a white person or somebody Asian, or, you know, someone, a foreigner. But, you know, we have to search far and wide for places that we own. He even made the example that, you know, a lot of our kids, you know, and us as adults, we want to go buy Jordans and all that. Whereas kids of other cultures, they want to go buy Jordans too, but they have a bunch of other money that they're gonna invest. Their parents put them in position to where they can invest later on in the future. Like this book is pretty good, man. Here's one piece of it. America was built on the backs of black Americans, and even to this day, we stand supporting a long list of politicians who are completely unwilling to apologize for slavery, let alone secure fair compensation. Now look at what's going on, man. Because, you know, America's built on a system of white supremacy. When you look, we have a black president, and he really can't even acknowledge the fact that he's black. Like, when do you, like, you don't really hear Obama speaking like, you know, I want to put this policy in for black people. You know, he's able to put policies in for gay people, which are, you know, of different races and everything, but he's not able to even do for black people. I mean, look at Donald Trump, man. He's running for president. He don't care, man. That man don't care about all black people. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, they signed a policy back in the Gap, and there was a bunch of black people, you know, my parents included. Bill Clinton, they signed a policy back in the Gap that put more of us in prison, right? But this just makes this thing make sense, man. They're not even admitting slavery. Like, hey man, slavery went on, we gonna try to make this better for you. Nah, man, they're not checking for that. What else? Now watch this. Had I marched with Dr. Martin Luther King, I would have thought carefully about how integration could proceed without cultural dilution. We getting some heat here. I would have promoted a discussion about capitalism in America and how integration without power leads to enslavement in a capitalist society. So this is the thing. We want to be integrated. Oh, please integrate us, make us equal, make us join you, let us join you and all that. Okay, we join them, but they have all the power. Now, we have to do things we don't want to do to be integrated. We're losing ourselves. That's why when you look at a bunch of us, we out here looking crazy. Like, when we get accepted by other cultures, we forget about our people. That's dilution right there. You forget that you black. I mean, look at somebody like Omarosa with Donald Trump. Them two coons, them two women who be, Donald Trump. You know, that's dilution, man. Like, they have gotten with people who support white supremacy, and those people have brainwashed them to think, hey, yeah, all you got to do is work hard, which is true. To a certain extent, all you gotta do is work hard and you can be up here with us and blah blah blah. No, you can work hard, but if you change your values, you'll be accepted by them. See, black people had values back in like the 60s and all that. We had our own thing. We worked hard. We had values. Now it's like we lost our way. And this is what he's talking about, man. Like this. Watch this. Black America throughout integration, Black America through integration signed what some might consider a terrible deal. We signed on for the cultural and economic interaction that led to dilution and powerlessness. You don't even have no power. That's why when you hear certain athletes, man, before they get their big contract, they speaking out. Black people, we should do this, blah, blah, blah. Then they get these big contracts. The contract is like a pacifier. They can't speak anymore because that money satisfies them. That money shuts them up. It's like, oh, I'm taken care of. I ain't worried about it. I'm doing good. I'm taken care of, you know. And they don't even care about their people anymore because some owner who has a bunch of money who supports white supremacy is gonna tell you, hey, man, you don't need to speak on that. I've even heard Dr. Umar Johnson say that when you become a professional athlete, you have some publicists that tell you, hey, you don't want to go back to the hood because you don't want it to look like you too black because you want to get these endorsement deals. This is the time we're living in, people. And that's pretty much chapter 2. This is a good book. Like I say, man, I'm gonna read these chapters and keep it coming, man. But man, this is a good book. Y'all know what it is, man. Bread Tuck Rob, I am Black Royalty. Y'all mucho, take it easy, man. Let's be better.